Hi, a goal without a plan is just a wish. Welcome, learners, to the second edition of Social Events. This is Shrikant Kanoi from Ethereal Celebration Management. I'm a wedding planner by profession and also a bespoke floral designer. And today in this video, we shall continue our discussion on social events. Let me share the screen and take this forward. So first and foremost, we shall understand as to what do we mean by social events. Social events are events characteristic of people forming groups and getting together to celebrate. And what are the different types of social events? Birthdays, weddings, anniversaries, bridal showers, baby showers, reunions, family get-togethers, seasonal rituals, funeral rituals. These are a few. There are many more like the fundraising events and engagement parties, etc. We had also discussed in the last session as to what are the 5 elements of a good pitch. Number 1, establish your authority up front. Number 2, show them your best work. Number 3, keep it short. Number 4, don't be afraid to give them ideas. And number 5, keep it simple. Remember, by failing to prepare, you're preparing to fail. So what are the 9 quick points one should remember when planning a party, specifically if it's a birthday or an anniversary? This is what we had discussed in the last session. Number 1, set a date and time. Number 2, choose a location. Number 3, select a party theme. Number 4, send out the invites. Number 5, plan the menu. Number 6, work on the decor. Number 7, close on the types of entertainment. Number 8, book the photographer. Number 9, buy the gifts and the return gifts. Now, what are the services which an event planner offers? They offer theme invites, venue management, food and beverages, including catering, theme cakes, theme decor, lighting, audio video, which includes the DJ, projector, live bands, etc. The artist and the entertainer, which could be the host, the game host, the clown, magician, jugglers, face painters, tattoo artists, tarot card readers, bangle makers, potters, etc. Games and activities, which could be indoor, outdoor, or game stalls, videographer and photographer, and the return gifts. What were the takeaways in the last session? Number 1, be different and be unique. Number 2, deliver on time. Number 3, over-deliver on your promise. And trust me, very soon clients will come looking for you. We also had a presentation as to how to prepare your company's presentation. What are the key things you must keep in mind when you're preparing a portfolio to show to your clients? To start with, it should have a company's logo. Number 2, it should talk about the mission statement. Number 3, the client reviews. Number 4, your area of expertise. Number 5, portfolio of the past work done by you. Number 6, the services you offer. Number 7, list of your clients. Number 8, why a client should work with you. Number 9, your contact details. Keep this in mind when you're preparing your company's presentation. Now let's move forward to the other types of social events, and let us start with reunions. Family or friends reunions are usually large and casual events. Nowadays, with more and more families and friends settled across the country or even across the globe, reunions are a way to connect with long met friends and relatives. For crafting an unforgettable experience, the event planners are approached for organizing premium reunions. Besides the basic management of the event domains such as the theme, the venue, catering, logistic, entertainment, and accommodation, a successful family or a friend reunion requires an understanding of the concerned members in the family tree or the friend circle, and a bit of survey with them. Moving on to the next one, fundraising events. Fundraising events or cause-related events are social events organized to raise money for various causes. A number of early non-profit organizations use special events to raise needed financial support for their work, as well as to enable public awareness and participation in their causes. Among these is the American Red Cross, which has utilized special event fundraising for nearly 125 years till date. The new definition of fundraising that has evolved is soliciting and gathering voluntary contribution from individuals, commercial organizations, charitable organizations, and government or non-government organizations. This collection of funds is used not only for the purpose of helping poor and needy people, but also used by large organizations for fulfilling their own purposes. The organizations may use these fundraising to broaden their operations for the extension of building or to provide scholarship to students or for any other social cause. Or for doing any political campaign. Grants also falls in this category. Nowadays, online fundraising is increasingly becoming popular. Social media and digital technology are here to better the world of fundraising. Some of the most substantial and continued efforts are conducted by schools and colleges by making a donor base which involves alumni, parents, friends, private foundations, and corporations. Though the purpose is already pre-decided, which is fundraising, deciding upon the target group is of utmost importance, as it may help to decide the budget, location, and other required features. Entry fees and ticket sales can be used to recover the cost of most of the expenditure, as one must not forget that this is a fundraising event. Sponsorship in cash or kind is another cost-effective method for such events. Here the cause emphasizes the need for good advertising too, because the better the cause is publicized, the larger the number of audience that can be expected, which will help in fulfilling the objective of the fundraising. As part of the fundraising effort, there must be a host committee or a chairperson who is responsible for contributing substantial amounts to the event and encouraging others to do the same. Moving on to the next kind of a social event, the bridal showers. First of all, what happens at a bridal shower? Or what is a bridal shower? It is a fantastic way to officially celebrate a bride-to-be. Not only is it one of the first pre-wedding events where the friends and the families from both sides get together to meet each other, it also filled with fun, decor, snacks, gifts, and games, and it's the perfect excuse to get fancy. How did this bridal shower originate? A bridal shower is a gift-giving party held for a bride-to-be in anticipation of a wedding. The custom of the bridal shower is said to have grown out of the earlier dowry practices, when a poor woman's family might not have had the money to pay the dowry for her, or when a father refused to give his daughter her dowry because he did not approve of the marriage. In such situations, friends of the woman would gather together and bring gifts that would compensate for the dowry and allow her to marry the man of her choice. The history of the custom is rooted not necessarily for provision of goods for the upcoming matrimonial home, but to provide goods and financial assistance to ensure the wedding may take place. And what happens at the bridal shower? Traditionally, a bridal shower is an all-female celebration for the bride, her friends, and the bridesmaids, and close female relatives from both sides of the family, such as the grandmothers, aunt, and cousins. Hosting the bridal shower normally falls to one or more close friends of the bride. Close family members traditionally did not host bridal showers. However, it has now become commonplace for mother of the bride and groom or other members of the family to host or contribute to the. Some organizations, such as social clubs, they organize these bridal showers for every member who's getting married. Guests are chosen from among the bride's personal friends, family, and other well-wishers. Activities usually include eating, playing games, and time for guests to mingle with each other. And the main event is when you shower and spoil the bride. Many bridal showers are theme based and are to reflect the bride's interest, whether that means a vintage style tea party or a tropical island theme decor. You can evolve the decor and the theme based on what the client is and her fancies. Many bridal showers are themed to reflect the bride's interest, whether that means a vintage style tea party or a tropical island themed decor. In India, Mehndi is a bridal centric pre wedding event where the bride's female friends and family gather to prepare the bride for the wedding. In this event, the bride and many invitees put traditional henna tattoos, which is the Mehndi, and that's why it's called the Mehndi ceremony. Though to be frank, nowadays, Mehndi and bridal showers are two separate events. Now I will show you a setup which we had done for a Mehndi ceremony. This setup was done at the would-be bride's residence, where we used a central tree as a prop, and to that we hung tassels and marigold to bring in the vibrancy and the zing. And the bride-to-be is bringing in the glamour quotient. You can also see the beautifully done up chula at the side. Now, chula is normally one of the main prop as it seats the most important person, the guest of honor, and that's a bride-to-be. Around the chula, you would normally find all the traditional paraphernalia which is used for the function. And since this is going to be the cynosure of all eyes, ensure that this stands out in itself. Moving on to the next, that's the engagement. Now, engagement party is the first official celebration to announce the upcoming of nuptials. As per the tradition, the bride's parents are the host of this official celebration. However, nowadays, parents of both sides may co-host the event. Many a times the couple themselves throw the engagement party. Depending on the families of both sides, the event can be confined to immediate family members and close friends or could be organized as a big affair. Moreover, a family may host multiple engagement celebrations as nowadays the friend and family members are spread all across the country and also across the globe. And they may not want the guest to travel again. Sometimes the guest list of the engagement party is determined by the guest list for the wedding party. The celebration does not call for an elaborate five-course meal, and a casual spread or a buffet more than works. The sitting arrangement in such celebrations requires special attention because everyone wants to see the special moment. Usually the decor at the engagement party is kept low theme so as not to outdo the wedding. And for the decor, sometimes a series of themes is taken which can be same for the engagement and the wedding or can be totally different. This depends again on the client wishes. The real trick, however, is to ensure that the engagement party stands out, but it should not take away the decor which you're going to do for the wedding. It should not at any point of time upstage the wedding which is to come up in the future. Now, who decides the budget for the wedding? Obviously, it's the client because end of the day, he has to pay. But many a time they need your help as they are totally lost with respect to what would be the approximate cost of an event as they may not have domain knowledge. This is where you as a planner with experience would be able to handhold the client and walk him through it. First and foremost, understand the client's budget. try to gauge how much is he comfortable with spending. There is nothing called a right budget, huh? There are many reasons for a budget to be high or low. The type of venue, the number of guests, the kind of decor, the expansive menu. There are so many aspects to a wedding. But then try to understand the budget and work it backwards. Make a list and work out approximate cost under each head. But always follow the golden rule. And that is, if the client had a budget for a flat, don't show him a bungalow. And if he has a budget for a bungalow, you don't have to strive to show him a villa, right? And if the client has a budget for a villa, don't show him a palace, right? See, this is the most amazing example which I always tell my client. They need to understand what they are comfortable with spending. If you realize each type is beautiful in its own way, but the largeness of a palace cannot compare to the coziness of a flat, can it? Keep this beautiful golden moment in mind always when you're reaching out to a client. Let me show you a few examples to illustrate as to what I'm talking about. Now, out here in this first case, you can see that the client had a very simple budget. It was just the entrance and the backdrop, but he wanted to have it at a five-star hotel. So we helped him zero in on the same. His guest list was accordingly small, and we worked in tandem with the hotel F&B to ensure that the menu was not too elaborate, but at the same time delicious. You can see that the number of guests were very small. We ensured the setup was very simple, but yet elegant. With just the entrance and the small stage for the ceremony, we were able to work it backwards to the client's budget. But in the second case, which I'm going to show you now, the client wanted the perks. Some people look for a beautiful place, whereas others, like you and me, we make the place beautiful. This is the entrance, a classy affair with strings of tuberose creating a visual delight and a fragrant aroma. And this, what you see out here, is the photo of it. You can see a grand garden theme with the tree bearing red flowers and a swing hanging from the branches of the tree for the couple to sit on and for the photographer to merrily click the pictures. And out here what you see is a what do I call it, installation which is 12 feet high with chandeliers and flowers, creating a dramatic and a total wholesome and a wowsome feel. And this is a grandiose structure again at the entrance with flowers everywhere, creating a big, large magnum effect. These are setups which one may use as a backdrop to a wedding decor or a stage. But this gentleman, he wanted to make a statement and he wanted to go all out. And what a way to go about it. And this is yet another installation at the entrance, what I call a chest full of flowers. A lot of different varieties of imported blooms snugged in a chest with vases around it, creating a beautiful, lovely look. So these were just a few setups at the entrance only. We are not even going to take a peek inside where there was a grand stage for the Bollywood artist performance. Yes, they are called in Bollywood artist for the event. The menu too was very, very extensive. And the photography team, they were also flown in and the logistics arranged. The stage, the sound, the lighting, the decor, everything was top notch. But we had to keep one thing in mind, that though this remains an event with a high recall value, at no point of time should it upstage the upcoming wedding. So you see how the budget works. If a client has a low budget, you should not scare the client away and ensure that he gets value for what he's willing to spend. And at the same time, those clients for which budget is not an issue, who want to make a statement, they should get the best of everything so as to create the look and the feel which the client wants to portray. Moving on to the next, we are now looking at baby showers. A baby shower celebrates the expected birth of a child or the transformation of a woman into a mother. Traditionally, baby showers were given only for the family's first child and only women were invited, though this has changed in recent years. And now allowing showers to be split for different audiences, which includes workplace, mixed sex, etc. Baby showers are typically held 1 to 3 months before the baby's due date, but this also changes from custom to custom, uh, depending on different people having different. So at some places, they even have it 5 months before the due date. Because the party centers on gift giving, the baby shower is typically arranged and hosted by a close friend rather than a member of the family. This supposedly avoids the appearance that you're having this simply to collect gifts. However, like many antiquated traditions, this rule isn't strictly observed nowadays. In fact, it is usually considered perfectly acceptable for a sister or a mother-in-law or even the guest of honor's mother to host or co-host a baby shower. It's still unusual for a mother to host her own shower. Activities at baby showers includes gift giving, playing theme games, and the gifts are newborn family related. Typical gifts relates to diapers, blankets, baby bottles, clothes, toys, prams, books on babies, memory books, etc. etc. Baby shower games also differ. Sometimes they include standard games as bingo, sometimes pregnancy theme based games, sometimes guess the mother's measurement or guess the baby. These games are held to let the close friends attending the shower bond with the mother and enable the new family to say thank you ahead of time, figuring out who is willing and able to spend or help them with the challenges of bringing up a child. Should you have a baby shower for a second child or even further down? Well, every pregnancy deserves celebrations, undoubtedly. But since the true purpose of a baby shower is helping new parents acquire cares and supplies, it's probably not necessary to host one for a second or the third child. Instead, consider throwing a baby shower designed to make life more simpler for the parents, like have a stock of freezer baby shower or mom and dad shower with gifts like movie passes and promises of babysitting. Now, though the term baby shower is relatively new, but the celebration and rituals associated with baby showers and pregnancy are both ancient and enduring. In Hindu traditions, they are called by different names. In northern India, it's called God Bharai. In western India, it's Dohal Jevan, Simant, or Kholo Bhariyo. In eastern India, it's Sadroshi. In southern India, it's Simantham or Valaikappu or Puchutal, Kubasa, Bayake, Pulikuddi or Vayatu Pongala. But you need to excuse me, I may have got the pronunciations wrong. Now, moving on to the next category of social events, the cultural and religious festivals of India. India is famous for celebrating different types of festivals. It's a country with loads and loads of festivals. A country with diverse religious and cultural background. India as a nation gets to celebrate festivals of different types, tastes, and colors that what makes festivities in this country so special to experience. Some of the cultural and religious festivals in India I believe one has to experience is number one, Makar Sankranti and Pongal. Celebrated in the second week of January, Makar Sankranti and Pongal signifies the end of the harvesting season in the country when farmers put down their tools and come together in joy and harmony. The Sankranti festivals are marked in different ways across North India, such as through kite flying in Gujarat and parts of Rajasthan. And Pongal is a 4 day long cultural festival primarily celebrated in Tamil Nadu when people pray for abundance in wealth and health. Next comes Holi, one of the most colorful festivals celebrated in the world, especially in India. Holi is representative of India's essence and vibrancy. The beautiful cultural festival, celebrated with color and water in the month of March, is a special festival marked all across the country. Celebrated across 2 days, the night before the color playing, families and friends gather to burn a bonfire to commemorate the sacrifice of Holika, and the next day, people come out and play with colors and water in the spirit of joy. Among the most famous places to celebrate Holi in India are Mathura, Vrindavan, Dwarka, and the Kumaon region of Uttarakhand. Next comes Easter, a very special, and an auspicious day for Christmas. Easter Sunday is celebrated in April to mark the resurrection of Jesus Christ upon his death on Good Friday. The day holds a lot of religious importance for the Christians and is celebrated with great fervor. Goa and Kerala are the best places to celebrate Easter in India. Coming to Mahashivratri, the biggest day in a Hindu calendar year, is celebrated on the 14th and 15th of February as the day Lord Shiva married Goddess Parvati. The festivities are marked with all-day fasting and all-night vigils through singing and dancing. Next comes Eid ul-Fitr, Ramadan, one of the biggest religious festivals in India. Eid and the 1 month long fasting prior to that, which is also known as Ramazan, is fervently celebrated by millions of Muslims across the country. The festival is also symbolic of brotherhood and cultural uniqueness of India. Then comes Janmashtami, the birthday of Lord Krishna, a revered Hindu god, and it is usually celebrated in the month of August or September. The Krishna temples, including ISKCON, all across the country, are decorated beautifully and see crowds of thousands turn up to offer the prayers to the god late into the night, and the twin cities of Mathura and Vrindavan becomes a place of great festivities during this time. And now, Durga Puja and Dasera, the beginning of perhaps the happiest point in a calendar year in India, Durga Puja. Celebrated over 9 days, and Dasera are the twin Indian festivals that bring loads of joy to the people here. Durga Puja marks the return of goddess Kali to her maternal home for 9 days. Durga Puja in Bengal is known worldwide for the celebration, and Kolkata is the best city to experience the charm and the grandeur which Durga Puja brings with it. The, the type of decor, the type of uniqueness in each and every idol and every venue you see in Durga Puja in Kolkata is unbelievable. It is as if the the way they are created, the way the themes are thought about and chosen, it is such a visual delight. It is a must for each and every one of us to experience this at least once in our lifetime, and that too in Kolkata. Dasera is celebrated on the 10th day, celebrating the victory of Lord Ram over Ravan, marked by the burning of Ravan effigies across the country. Coming to the next, that's Diwali, the festival of festivals. Diwali is one of the most widely celebrated cultural festivals in India and marked across communities and regions. The Festival of Light is called the Festival of Light, marks the homecoming of Lord Ram from exile to his kingdom. The festival sees households decorated with beautiful electronic lights or with diyas and rangolis. And in the evening, there is a grand puja of goddess Lakshmi, the harbinger of wealth, with crackers burst after it to mark the end of the festival. Diwali celebrations are best seen in the northern parts of the country, such as UP, Rajasthan, Punjab, and Delhi. Next, we come to Buddha Purnima, the biggest day in the life of a Buddhist. Buddha Purnima is celebrated across the Buddhist world as the day of birth, enlightenment, and death of, of Gautam Buddha. India, the land of Gautam Buddha, and celebrates his life and teaching, and it is across the Buddhist temples. Bodh Gaya in Bihar is the best place to witness the enchanting celebrations of Buddha Purnima in India. Next we come to is the Losar festival, the celebration of the New Year by the Tibetan Buddhists in the country. It is believed that this festival predates the emergence of Buddhism in India and is one of the most culturally stimulating of Indian festivals. Arunachal Pradesh and Ladakh are the best places to celebrate the Losar festival. Losar celebrations goes on for 15 days, with the first 3 days being the most important. The festival is usually celebrated in the months of February and March. And last but not the least in my list is Christmas, one of the biggest and the widely celebrated cultural festival in India as well as the world. Christmas is also celebrated with the same zeal and zest in India too as it is across the world. The decorated churches, the Santa Claus, and the Christmas Eve gifts are part of the whole experience of celebrating Christmas not only for Christians but for people from other religions too. The best place to experience the beauty of Christmas in India is in Old Goa, Meghalaya, and Cochin. India is a land of festivals, and I know there are many more festivals which are equally important and has been missed out in this list. Few of them which I now remember I have missed out is Ganesh Chaturthi, Rakhi, and there are so many more. The list is countless. India is a land of festivals. Now let's move on to the next of the social events, something which is unfortunate but cannot be not talked about, and that's the funeral and the rituals. A funeral service is a service held to memorialize a deceased person with their body present. A funeral service most often is conducted within a week of the death occurring. It can refer to a traditional graveyard burial service, or it can start with the chants or mantras which are special to be chanted at funerals. There will be a priest who also presides over all Hindu funeral rites, driving the family and different grievers in the different Hindu demise ceremonies. There are basically three types of funeral services. One which is of immediate disposition, which means a direct method of disposition of the dead human remains either by way of an immediate burial or by immediate cremation. The delayed disposition, which happens in a day or two of time, which requires a dead body carrier vehicle, hearse van, the freezer boxes, funeral helpers, and the shroud priests for organizing all the items and the things. And the last is pre-planning a funeral. We have wherein you plan a loved one's funeral or your own funeral in advance, or of your loved one's funeral. By this, you can relieve your family from worrying about the nuances of a funeral services much ahead in life. And there are event companies who specialize in this, who specialize in pre-planning a funeral. A funeral may take place at home or at a religious place or in a banquet hall. The antyeshti or the Final Hindu funeral rites will vary slightly according to the religious sect or caste of the deceased. The rites have customs that take place around the body, including the covering of the body with flowers, a lamp placed at the head of the body, and incense is burned in the room. During the ceremony, often officiated by a Hindu priest. Now, there's a difference between a memorial service and a funeral service. A memorial service is a service held to memorialize a deceased person with their body not present, whereas a funeral service is a service held to memorialize a deceased person with their body present. Many people mistake and they are not even aware of this difference. And what is the role of a planner in this? A planner provides an end-to-end solution for post-death related rites, which includes the hearse vans, the crematorium services, coordinating a priest, arranging for a prayer hall, getting the stage decorated, the flowers and the paraphernalia for the same, the artist for the hymns and the bhajans, and also to arrange for the death certificate. Now, with this, we come to the end of our second session on social events. Please feel free to contact me in case you have any questions. My numbers have been displayed on many of the slides. And before I sign off, always remember productivity is never an accident. Productivity is never an accident. It is always the result of a commitment to excellence, intelligent planning, and focused efforts. And as Albert Einstein once said, plans are nothing, planning is everything. Thank you. Have a lovely day.